Let's talk about 3 ways to chew your cud to supersize your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with some farm animals. And our idiom today is, of course, chew your cud. Chew your cud, back in the mid-1500s, a lot of people owned sheep and goats and cows and types of livestock that actually do something called chewing their cud. They chew their cud. And what that means is it's a really long process. They eat grass and greens and food, and they chew it all up. They swallow it in their stomach, then they kind of spit it back up and chew it again in their mouth. It's a really long process, and they use it to digest and really mush up and process their food, I suppose. But in the 16th century, a wise writer observed and compared people pondering and reasoning and considering or lost in deep thought, thinking deeply about something, to be, since that's a long process, to be like animals chewing their cud. Now, not a great visual to me anyway. But how can we use this in our business? Now, I can see at least 3 ways that we can use this to grow and build our business. Number 1, think about your decision-making processes. How do you have one for your company? Do you have one in your business? Do you show people by doing and using particular tools to make decisions? How quickly do you make decisions in your organization? And is there an expectation, is there a clear expectation on how long it should take to make certain types of decisions? Of course, some decisions require more research, more study, more consideration than others. And what do you have a structure for that in your organization? Do you have different types of decisions that need to be made? Decisions that need to be made quickly and on a regular basis can be automated. Decisions like the direction of the company, new projects, new divisions, new markets, whatever, take more study, more research. But do you have a process that you use for that? That's the first area that you can actually use chewing your cud and decision making, pondering how do we do things in our organization. Another area where chewing your cud is important is in the area of creating the vision and the direction and the mission for your organization, for your business. It's got to be consistent. It's got to be clear. It's got to be concise. It's got to be communicated regularly, like almost all the time. But you have to, as the business owner or as the leader of the organization, set that division, set that direction, have that big vision, that picture that you hold out there that inspires people. Have something that is bigger than, it's got to be a mission or a vision that's bigger than you, yourself, or the individual, so that we'll all come together and work toward that thing. So the second area that you want to chew your cud on, and then once you've chewed it, make sure that you communicate it clearly and consistently to everyone, is the vision or the direction or why your business even exists. Those are all super important for everyone in the organization to understand and get behind. And the third area that I think that we need to chew our cud and really consider and remind ourselves on a regular basis that it's important is that we need to lead by example. In our organizations, the speed of the pack is only determined by the speed of the leader. So how you make decisions, how you set the vision, people are always watching that and will emulate that. How you act, how you respond to crisis and change and challenges and things that come up in the organization, how you treat other people, and how you encourage other people to treat other people. Do you hold grudges? Whatever type person you are, you're going to create more of those. It's just like as parents, our children, whether we want them to or not, end up being more like we actually are than how we think we teach them to be. And that can be positive or negative. Sometimes they pick up our positive traits, sometimes they pick up our negative traits. So again, chew your cud, it's an idiom that I thought, well, geez, I don't never use this idiom. I'm sure I've never said, well, let me chew my cud about this. You can also say chew over, mull over, think about. They all mean sort of the same thing. To ponder and work something over in your mind for a while before act. I say before acting, but not necessarily. But 3 areas that we can apply this to growing our business are, of course, decision making, leading by example, and making sure that we're creating the big picture vision for the people in our organization. Love to know your experience with this idiom. Have you ever heard of it? I guess maybe if you grew up on a farm or have farm animals, which not very many of us have these days, at least not during my lifetime. I'm trying to think, my parents had livestock. My dad maybe had some cows or goats when he grew up? I don't know, but I know my mom didn't, so you never know. So in my lifetime, not much experience with chewing your cud, but it is an idiom that's been around for hundreds of years, so probably a lot of people do have experience with it. And we all have experience with the concept of how we think about, how we ponder, how we decide what we're going to do. All right, have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it to grow your business today?